Welcome. Okay, one more time.
Yeah.
No, but we should start it with. Welcome to GENTAS Discuss. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Welcome to GENTAS Discuss.
Oh, so like powerful. One thing we love to do is debate and argue, or just talk even about life and situations.
Considering we're siblings, I feel like sometimes we don't see eye to eye to things, but a lot of the times we do.
Yeah, and we also want to relate to you guys.
Yeah, and talk about like relevant topics or like something that you guys may have gone through that we have as well, and like just like collaborate in that way.
So today we're going to discuss second generation immigrants, or being a second generation immigrant, and what that means, and the pros and the cons. And for those of you who don't know, you're looking at some.
Our mom is Peruvian and our dad is Uruguayan, and they both moved here in the 80s?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were 20-year-olds just, wanting to live the American dream, I guess, and moved out here, saw a lot of opportunity, more than in Peru and Uruguay or South America overall. And then
the rest is history, yeah. So that's this little duo. With being a second generation immigrant, there's a lot of pros and a lot of cons. And growing up, I feel like we got to see both sides of things. Yeah. So for example, every summer me and Vale were like shipped off to South America. My parents worked a lot. It was such a learning experience. I feel like we saw so much of the world that in America sometimes it's like a bubble that you don't get to see.
Growing up, like visiting these different places like Peru and Uruguay, like they have such different ways of living that you are not encountering here in America. And like good and bad, of course, but like it's just very eye-opening. It's just like a whole different world that I feel super grateful for that we have like as a big part of ourselves.
Totally.
Especially the speaking Spanish and being bilingual has helped us a lot, like with work and with relationships and with just meeting people around the world. I was in Mexico a couple weeks ago, and like I related so much more with everyone there, like all the locals, because I spoke Spanish, and like it just made it like experience so much better.
Such a positive thing. We book jobs only because we're bilingual, so I think we have our parents to thank for that, for instilling that whole culture and the language into us.
Also, thanks to speaking Spanish, I feel like we relate a lot to a lot of you guys.
Yeah,
who speak Spanish, or at least speak some Spanish, and like are able to understand us in that level. And like I know we just were in Peru, and like all the people that came out to see us in Lima was insane, and like they all speak Spanish. Like it was such a big crowd of people, and like I felt so grateful for it, and it was because one, we're Peruvian, two, we speak Spanish, so like we were able to like have this relationship with them that like we wouldn't have been able to have if not.
Coming to a new country where the languages are different, it can get tricky, I feel like. And for example, when I was applying to college, I was the first person in my family to go to college in America, at least. It's a whole new system that my parents weren't familiar with, and the whole FAFSA thing and the application thing. And I was 18 years old, I didn't know any of it. I still don't know what the hell that means. So it was intense, It was a learning process, and a whole barrier of differences and languages. It comes to situations like that, even growing up in school where, you need help on a project, and, my mom just did not know Algebra 2 in English, or, or science in English. She just didn't know the terminologies.
It's weird to be a second generation immigrant.
Because you're invested in a culture around you, which is America.
And then also like all these kids that you go to school with that don't, are like their parents are from like Idaho, or like just like Miami, always like never left like America. Like they don't understand it kind of. So it's like so I think we related. I mean, all my friends are second generation immigrants. Like I think I like connected with them so much more because you just are raised in a different way, I guess. And so it's like you just relate to people in your classes that like also speak Spanish at home, or like also eat what you eat, or like also just stuff like that. So it's like I made a lot of good friends because of it.
I think my group of friends was half and half. It was like we had a lot of Spanish speakers and second generation immigrants, but I also had a lot of American friends, and definitely sometimes we didn't relate on a lot of things. It was just hard to like we just had different upbringings almost, and different jokes at home. And for a while in high school, I was a little bit like, I'm gonna like not be my full Hispanic self just because the people around me either don't get it, or they were never not accepting, they just weren't Hispanic. So I kind of shunned that characteristic of myself out. And then when I got to college, I was like, this is me. I'm a chonga. Like, this is who I am. And like,
I was always
and I really admire Vale for being, it was also easier because you went to like
easier. I went to
a
very Hispanic high school where everybody was Hispanic.
Whatever obstacles we did experience or had to go through in life, I think only made us more aware of our surroundings and more, just intelligent and just ready for the world.
Like life is rough. And like I'm also so thankful that my parents did go through that whole decision to come to America and do that whole process, because that's not easy. Are you kidding me? Like I'm struggling about like the simplest thing, but my parents like moved across to another continent. Like,
we got to experience, have the opportunities that we have now. That's all thanks to our mom and dad who took that leap of faith and worked their asses off for so many years. And I'm sure all of you have parents who bust their asses every day working and, taking and just really risking, changing their entire lives for the better of yours,
Well, ask me why I'm tearing up.
Well, because it's true.
Our mom and dad were so awesome.
So the fact that what's happening in Mexico and with the border is happening is outrageous and disgusting. We're not even going to get into details about that because I'm pretty sure our stance on that whole topic.
It's not. It seems fake. It's like a fucking movie.
It seems like
this is insane. Like it's not. It should not be even a topic of discussion. And like the fact that it is just shows where we are.
So to wrap it all up, I think it's important to really embrace your culture, whether you're Asian, Australian, South American, whatever it may be. Be proud of where you're from. I know it's hard sometimes if you're in a different environment to really showcase that. But
don't be embarrassed of who you are.
Be you.
Like, be you completely. If you're a chonga, be a chonga like me. Like. I love being Latina because I just think they're so like.
It's who you are.
It's who I am really, and like meeting people like throughout the world that are also like that just like reminds me like how cool it is to be like that. Like they're so cool, and like we're all cool. So all in all, if you're a second generation immigrant, then let us know. We can talk about it. Comment below, DM us, whatever, and let us know your stories. Maybe we can even do like a couple videos like talking about your stories and stuff that you guys want.
Make sure to go hug your mom, your dad, or whoever it is.
I really teared up about it.
Took that risk, took that leap of faith for you, because we know we're grateful, and I'm sure you guys are too.
It's a shout out to our mom and dad.
Yeah, so you guys are
do love you, mommy, papi.
She always gets emotional.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, so just make sure you thank whoever it is in your family took that risk for you, because now you're entitled to so many more opportunities. And so rock.
So gracias por todo.
Los queremos.
Los queremos mucho.